Alright, good morning guys, it's May. I still think it's before the 10th, it's 2018. I'm motivated. I didn't sleep where I've been normally sleeping for the last couple months. And because I was not sleeping where I normally sleep, my mind was almost feeling like it was losing out or missing something. So I got 3 videos today. Right now is the first one. The first one is EOS is very, very bad. Let me make it fucking plainly clear to you by prefacing everything you're about to listen to with this very simple statement. Those who do not pay attention to history are bound to repeat it. Alright, Dan Larimer's setting up this huge thing where everybody's all stoked because they've just done in the last couple of months they've done like a 4x or 5x on their on what was 50 cents at one point. Now it's 18, 17, as high as 20. The EOS coin, hence the motivation for so many people jumping in on the genius of singular Steemit and BitShares, the fastest of all of the exchanges, and Steemit, the most significant of all, governed a public opinion. Yes, governed. The Steemit community gets to see what they do based on those who have the most steam. In other words, if you have good content and you're upvoted by somebody with a lot of steam, not only are you going to make some money, your stuff's going to be viewed. It's worse than what happens on YouTube. And you make money off of it. So this is great, great. Hence why I say EOS is very bad. Now let's go all the way back in history. In history, there was a time when men could not write things down, and what I'm doing here is how we figured out how to function as a society. Back in the day, yeah, where the leader of a group got to fuck most of the women, and guys like you and me, we didn't get any pussy our whole fucking lives. It was like that throughout human history, where the fucking one guy got to fuck all the women, and all the women had no problem with it, and only for the last couple hundred years it was not like that. Okay? And during the written words being phased in and prior to, it was like this, and I don't know why I brought that up, but I like the idea that we're, in public it's one woman, one man. I think that's a healthy thing, and the reason why the Western world has progressed so fast. Way off my point. Point being is, when the written words started to come in, had a lot to do with dictate and what we thought and how civilized society, or the beginning of civilized society, started to work. And when this happened, it was through religious texts that the written word was predominantly communicated. Science was a threat to anybody who had, of any small group of people who had a large group of people, had influence and control over a large group. The last thing they wanted was any logic into their discussion, hence the reason why scribes, people that knew how to write, were chained and bound on behalf of the overlords, the priests, whatever, the rabbis, whatever you want to call them, the sheiks. These people overlorded the people that knew how to write. Hence the reason the written word throughout history has never been exactly the same as when it first happened. Now when I imagine EOS and this governance structure they're setting up, I imagine all the coders that are available to code being chained and shackled into writing what they're told to write. And tell me that's not the case. Manso, Justo, you guys are godsends in this regard, because you're not under that, guys. But what separates you and doesn't make you very much different is that, in my opinion, anybody who hides is hiding because they're a criminal or what they're doing is nefarious. The idea that you're hiding because of death threats only suggests the prior to even a greater extent, particularly if you're of any spine that comes from the idea of liberty. I think at some level, considering the fact that you guys, Manso and Justo, are hiding, forgive me, this is the P3 community, P3D community talk. If you're not familiar with it, get familiar with it, because it's going to take over the world, and Manso and Justo are probably not going to get credit for when a virtual deposit contract actually comes out and is bought up by billions of dollars rather than a couple million. You guys need to get out of the way and let P3D be what it was going to be, or step up, and if you're going to promote it, put your face to it or something to it, an identity. Because the reason P3D isn't where it should be, the reason virtual deposit contracts will not be affiliated with PD3 is because somebody's telling, the people that put it together are telling me that they're under death threats. You know, if liberty was anything of a consideration for your reasons for creating P3D and it wasn't nefarious or completely self-serving, you'd understand things like when the, you know, when they were attacking Baltimore with the entire British frigate brigade, they, you know, Keyes was on the boat. He wrote that song, and he was watching this. Men died and put their body, sacrificed the only thing they truly owned, on behalf of keeping a flag waving, so that you fuckfaces could do this. And you're telling me you're afraid of being killed. Well, whanny wham wham, aren't you a fucking bitch? Or are you not really a nefarious character who's running from the law or plans on it because you don't really understand the word liberty? Forgive me, I'm not a, you know, I don't know you personally, I'm just speaking from my personal understanding of my experience. And it doesn't really correlate with why, it does kind of correlate with why Dan Larimer and EOS is creating a governance system to make sure the very few control the many. And the message that comes out, that whole governance, the whole reason I hate EOS. And then when they distribute the tokens, it's just, EOS is very bad, you guys. It's very, very bad. And participating in it just because you want to make some money, I don't blame you in any way, shape, or form, even with the hoops you have to jump through with registering your coins that you have, that you bought, that have to be in a MetaMask or MyEther wallet. I mean, Pundi X, they give you dividends. You know how many dividends. EOS doesn't know what you're going to get in dividends. You don't know anything about how the EOS deal is going to work with this airdrop and what's going on the next few days. But Pundi X, the one I promoted yesterday, the only one that's up more than 20% on CoinMarketCap, the only one that actually has a working product that's looking forward to actually making money and servicing people by being able to allow them to use their crypto to buy and sell, or go to the same exact terminal and buy coins on through any merchant they damn well please, that's actually working. I'm going to talk about that in a few videos. But anyways, you guys, EOS is very, very bad. Next video, UBI for my buddy FAFIM. Thanks for watching.